I think that many parents and many administrators are not listening to that part. And we all care about our students. Like for them, the main thing is the students. We understand that. And for us too. For us in the classroom, our students are the most important thing. And we would protect them with our lives. But in this case, our students have no, how do you say that? They don't want to learn. They're here but they are not in here. Their mind is not here. Probably they want to be home in their beds. Sometimes it's getting cold. So, and it's dangerous because day by day we listen to, rumors sometimes. Oh, this guy or this student was positive in COVID, and they might be rumors because sometimes we don't know for sure. And that fear, that constant fear, it's there. It's on the back, right?
Your head. Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
doesn't let us enjoy the moment, and that's a big issue right now that I see.
Yes, it might be scary to know that, especially because you as a teacher, you have a family back at home. And if you're teaching in the classroom and you hear, like you say, this rumor, whether it's true or not, that someone has COVID, you already take that fear back home, and you
Yeah.
don't know if you're taking it back to your children or if you already took it days before. So that can be a very fearful situation. And
It
so
is.
how are you coping with that fear?
uh I'm not. I'm not coping. I think that what I this is what I do every day. I come to work very early as I possibly can. I work and work and work and work. I stay late sometimes. So when I get home, I don't have to do anything else. And my time is only for my family at that point. Because I feel that, we're scared too. What if that's going to be my last time?
Mhm.
So that's my way of coping in a way. But I think the worry is constant, and yes, I hear many people saying, oh yes, the mental issues that we're going to have are far worse than the virus. I don't think so, because yes, we're going to have issues. Yes, we will. But worse than losing a life, I don't think so. So we will be able to cope with the mental issues. We will be able to deal with them somehow. But like I come to work and I try to think about my work most of the time. I try to not think about the virus when I'm here, and when I'm home. I do think that's when my worry starts more. Like, what if, like you said, what if I brought it home
Mhm.
somehow? That's the scariest part, right? So sometimes, yes, it's a struggle. It's a constant struggle right now for many teachers. My mom lives with me. My mom is over 72 years old, so I have that worry too because my mom is living with me, and I think sometimes, what if something happens to her while she's with me? How is
Yeah.
my sister going to feel if that happens when she's with me? So it is scary. It's a lot of stuff on her shoulders as professionals, and it is a time that many of us never thought we would go through something like this, right? An
Uh,
earthquake, yes, but not something like this. So it is super scary, and to see that, first of all, our government doesn't take it as something serious. Then our administrators think that we are kind of disposable.
mhm.
It makes us feel worse, much worse. And but many of us are still trying to do our best every day as much as we can, even when we are not 100% here.
Mhm.
We are trying the best we can. So
So in going on that line of, for the ones that are still there, what do you think has been the biggest challenge that you have faced in this virtual learning, coming back to school, to starting the school new year? What has been the biggest challenge that you have faced in teaching?
for me, I would say that even though my administrators might say they support me as a teacher, I don't feel it. I don't feel supported. And that's the biggest struggle because I do feel alone sometimes. Um, I do have a great cohort, great group of teachers with me, um, and I feel supported by them, but not by my supervisors, by the administrators. It is very difficult. And, before, probably they weren't supporting me the past years, but that was fine. There were no issues. I was okay. But now I think I do need that support, and I am not feeling it.
Not feeling it. That's
Mhm.
important. And so, and that light, because we can talk about all the different challenges that we all are experiencing. But in despite of everything bad that is going on, can you share with us something good that you think, like, this is something good, like a light at the end of the tunnel, or a rainbow in the storm? Have you found something good?
That moment yet? Um, yes, I would say that once in a while, once in a while during this time, there's that one student that makes you feel like an A, like super good about anything, even like when they understand something you just explained, and that one student just caught it like that. It feels so amazing. It makes you feel so happy and so big. Yes, we still have those moments as teachers. We do. I have had it. I have that special student who, makes me feel like a great teacher once in a while. Professionally, when it comes to the students, I would say I cannot complain about them. I could never complain about them because every year they're the best. So that's the thing. Um, like our administrators come and observe us doing our work. If it was the other way around, I would want to see that scale from us to them. Uh, but I do see my students as the best part of my work every day, every day. And yes, once in a while, they make me feel like a superstar.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So then, your opinion matters to us, to the parents, to the teachers. And so then one of the reasons why Ignite was born is because we see the importance and all the struggle and all the effort that you as teachers are putting on. And when we come out live on Saturdays, we are here to tell you we support you, we appreciate everything that you're doing. And that's what Ignite, because you were sharing, my passion is so low, it's at a 3. And then despite that, you are still a great teacher and you're still seeing the light bulb lighting on your student, and that's your fuel. And so that's what I wanted to ask, if I could speak with every single teacher, I would do it to get it. But thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. And if you can tell us a little bit about how can we help you as parents, as administrators, as fellow teachers, you mentioned that you belong to a cohort of teachers, and that's what Ignite is as well. It's a cohort of teachers where we can come together and create ideas.
Yes.
We are not, I'm not saying that Ignite is going to solve the problem, but Ignite will be part of the solution, at least. Like, you have one idea and another teacher has another idea, and we'll put them together, and one student at a time, one person at a time. The point here is to stay alive so we can continue making a difference. That's the whole. So
Totally.
can you share with us something that, and whatever comes to your mind that you think, if only parents would do this, that would help. If only my administrators do this, that would help. One
Well,
thing, what would that be?
well, I am a parent too. My daughter is in 8th grade right now, so she's going through that stage in her life that is very difficult. Uh, and as a parent, I would say communication is key. Please, please tell us what's going on at home. If something is happening, we need to hear it. If this, my thing is, I think, and I'm probably I'm guilty about this, but sometimes I receive an email from the teacher, and I've been so busy that I haven't been able to reply to my daughter's teachers. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel horrible about that. Horrible. So communication is key. And I try, like, sometimes at midnight, okay, I'm gonna open my email and I'm going to reply. So, like, go that extra mile for us, because it is difficult, to send a message and to feel ignored. Sometimes that's hard too. I would say communicate with your teachers, and be patient with us too. We Although we try to be perfect, we cannot be perfect. So we have many faults. So please be patient with us as well. That's my take as a teacher for parents. Um, to administrators, please, please see us. We feel invisible right now. So, and to other teachers, support each other. We need all the support we can get. Um, please be positive. Try to give a positive word to any teacher you see around, even if you don't like them that much. Just
Yes.
be nice. Be nice. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And that's why we are here, because we see you. We appreciate you. And as I explained in our Ignite program, we are teaching the future of America. And if we want America to be great, if we want America to be good, we need to make sure that our students don't fall behind. They don't fall on the holes, because they are our future. But our future is in the teacher's hands. And so then if we don't see you, then we are not seeing our future. And so our future is going to crumble. And so that's our whole point. And so going on that, moving on from our teachers to now our students. So how engaged, on a scale of 1 to 10, how engaged do you think the students that are learning virtually and even in person, because you teach both, how engaged do you think they are in this new environment?
Well, I would say that, in all honesty, my God, it's hard. But I would say that maybe 50%. 50%. I see that sometimes, as I'm working with the students about any topic or any concept, some of them once in a while give me this answer. I'm sorry, what were you talking about? And I'm like, oh Lord, I just said it. Where were you? And I want to ask that, but I don't do it. I just repeat it, right? But in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I just said this thing, So I would say that probably 50%. It's really difficult, and sometimes we don't know what is the situation at home. Do they have a space for them to
Mhm.
to learn? Do they have a quiet place? Do they have their cell phone by their side? You know, this is one thing I fight with my own daughter, because no cell phone, no headphones. You have to pay attention to the teacher. And
Yes.
my kid always says, "Yes, mom, yes, mom." But is she doing it when I'm not home? Because she's fully virtual. So that's my thing right now. And I have asked everyone that stays at home, please keep an eye on her. Please be on top of that. Please make sure she has her space to work, you know, because I'm here. I cannot see that. So it is hard. And the engagement, I try to engage my students. I call them by name. I ask them questions, and I say, take your time. You don't have to give me the answer right away. Think about it, because I'm teaching another language, right? So I don't expect them to know everything, like from the to have it on the tip of their tongue, right? So I do have that patience to work with them in that sense. But yes, once in a while I do get that student that says, "What are we talking about?"
What we're talking about? Yeah, the Chicken Little. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So then from the scale of 1 to 10, then you're saying it would be like a 5 from, that's like their
Well,
engagement level.
if not less sometimes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and that is the problem.
Mhm.
Yes, and so, you
And
know,
like I said, we cannot, as teachers, um, I've heard some teachers that say, oh no, they have to be totally engaged even when they're at home. It's impossible to ask that. We don't know the situation they're living in. We have to understand. And that's one thing I think us as teachers are forgetting too sometimes. We want them to be as if they were here in the classroom. And it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. So we have to be mindful about that too.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where Ignite comes. Ignite, it's a two-part program. So one of the pieces focuses on the teacher, focuses on supporting and igniting the passion in the teacher. Because all of the teachers, and I don't know if you agree, but all of the teachers that I've talked to enter into this profession because they were passionate about. Is that the same for you?
Exactly. Like I was talking to you before, um, I came to this career when I was already, what, 38? Yeah, 38. That's when I got my certification. This is my second career. I chose to move to this, right? And when I came into teaching, my goal was always to touch a life in a positive way, change the world, or a world,
A
right?
world, yes.
Right? That's always what I felt my calling was, to give someone hope if they're lacking that hope, right? Not just teaching, because the teaching part, anyone can grab a book and learn,
Hmm.
but be a positive model in the life of somebody else. And that was my goal when I came into the profession. And like I said, I felt like at 20 out of 10, I felt like at 20 I was so full of energy, so full of love, very positive. And right now I'm at a 3 from that. And it's really disheartening sometimes, and I don't want to lose that passion, but it's going away. That is the honest truth.
Yes. And so I appreciate your honesty. And so that's what Ignite tries to do. It's try to bring awareness to the administrators to kind of help all of our teachers ignite that passion and to make you feel that you can continue to make that change. The second part of Ignite and speaking and student engagement is to create tools and techniques that can help. One of the techniques is the breathing exercises, the other one is the music, and the other one is the use of visual aids, and more techniques that come and we share in our books. And so then that's the purpose. And I thank you so much for being with our students in person, because I know that you are in person, and I send good wishes to you that you are protected against all viruses, and you and your family are safe. And when you are with your virtual students, that they are fully engaged and that they are able to capture all your passion and all your love that you give to them. And so then that's what I wanted to give to you, and to thank you so much for sharing this time with us. One of the things that my business coach shares in her book, Healthy Business, Healthy You, is um, it's a little exercise, and that's what I want to share with you too as well. And so imagine that today is your birthday, okay?
Okay.
And I brought you a cake, and you have the cake in front of you, and you have a magic candle. And that magic candle, it's your wish. You get to make a wish, and that wish gets to come true. So
Okay.
what would your wish be?
Professionally or
In this whole system that we were talking in teaching, in your career, in your home. So what would the ideal, if, because this candle is magic.
okay. I would ask to keep us all safe. That's it. Keep us safe. That's it. Yes. It's
And it's
scary.
a very simple wish, and it's a doable wish. Let's keep us safe. So
Keep us.
that's one of the main things that because when we see from that perspective, when you see, okay, this is my biggest wish. So you're not asking for a state-of-the-art computer. You're not asking for $1 million. You're not asking, and so that's where our administrators sometimes lack, is like, we want simple things. We just want to be safe, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yes, thank
Exactly. Like I said before, we teachers, we would put our lives on the line for our students. Like we have those, what is it, shooting drills that we have, and
Mhm.
I've always thought I would give my life for my students. I would protect them from a shooter. How can I protect them from the virus? I can't. I can, because right here I do as much as I can. I clean my desks as they leave, and the new class comes in. I clean the desks. I try to remind them every day, mask on, wash your hands, don't touch it. Like, I go over and over this every day. But when they go outside, I cannot protect them from that. So how? I feel very, oh my God, new. I feel like a zero when it comes to that, because I can't help them on that.
And that-
So that's all I would ask for. To I can imagine my life with someone telling me that one of my students died. I can't. So it's scary too, in that sense.
yes, I totally agree. Yes, Ignite is also working on a disinfecting tunnel for schools,
Hmm.
and it's like a car wash,
Uh-huh.
but for students, or for everybody that walks into a school or into an education business. So we're
Uh-huh.
working. That's something that my team is working on. It's a disinfecting tunnel. So it's like a little car wash. You walk through, you get disinfected, you clean your feet, and you walk into a protected environment, which is the school. But like you say, when they leave, we have no control. But at least when they come into the school, they will be clean, they'll be disinfected. Once you're inside, you're safe, right? As long as you follow the protocols. So it is a scary world, and it's a scary time. I wanted to thank you for spending all this time with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
so I just want to tell everybody, if you have more teachers that want to share this information with me,
I will.
I yeah, because I'm sharing this information with our superintendents and with our administrators, and the whole levels. By state, I'm sharing to all 50 states. I'm sharing to the United States Department of Education as well. And then I'm sharing also with the present administration, presidential administration, and with the future presidential administration. So I'm sharing with both. The one because it's still here, it's not doing anything so far, but we have a new administration. I'm sharing that with them as well. And it's very important to me that it's not just my idea, because I do feel very passionate about this issue, about our teachers being so low on their passion, because I don't know if you remember your teachers, you only remember the teacher that was so passionate, right?
Exactly, exactly. And
Yes, and so then I don't want this to be just like so just egocentristic about me, because it's like, okay, yes, I only remember the passionate teachers and I see that their passion is being lost. I don't want that. I want my teachers to come back. You
yeah,
know, I want my teachers to be passionate again. And so then that's why like I keep pushing forward, but that's why I want to interview more teachers so that the administrators can hear it from a teacher, because I am not a teacher. Unfortunately, I'm not a credentialed teacher, uh,
mhm.
but I have the same passion, and so then I'm
Yeah,
united with you, and so that's what we're doing. And so I thank you so much for your time to spending all this with us. Don't leave me. I'm just going to end the recording here. I'm going to say thank you to all of our Facebook people that are watching, to all of our people that are watching in the different platforms, and our administrators that are watching this interview. You are hearing the cry out from your teachers, and we are here. Ignite is here to support you in any way we can. I hope
thank
that we can
you.
make that difference. Thank you so much.